Who is coming in? Who is going out? A lot of speculation on the changes happening in the Prime Minister's cabinet shuffle this morning. And our Parliament Hill Bureau Chief, Cormac Mac Sweeney, he's joining us live this hour with more details on what we can expect. Cormac, thank you so much for joining us. And I'll jump right in. We saw a tweet maybe about half an hour ago from Marco Mendicino. He is confirmed to be out as Public Safety Minister. What else can you tell us? Because we have a preview so far of a lot of people making some moves.
Yeah, this is going to be a significant change to the Prime Minister's cabinet. And I'll show you right now here at Rideau Hall. They'll be arriving here soon, walking up this driveway and then walking past the fountain and into the front doors of Parliament, Rideau Hall. And that's when we'll know who exactly is in and out. But we can say for certain that Transport Minister Omar Al-Gabra has said he's not seeking re-election. Helena Jadzik, Public Services Minister, Joyce Murray as well, Fisheries Minister and Mental Health Minister Carolyn Bennett, longtime Toronto MP, is not seeking re-election, so we can be sure that those people are out of cabinet. Public Safety Minister Marco Mendicino, who's been embattled, he is also out, as he's confirmed now on Twitter. We're hearing that David Lametti, the Justice Minister, is also going to be out, as well as Treasury Board President Mona Fortier. So those are some surprising moves, and there will be some questions for the Prime Minister about why he's chosen to take those people out of his inner circle. Who's in? I've been told that we're going to have a team of new faces, MPs, backbench MPs who are going to be promoted into cabinet as well. We're hearing that Defense Minister, I believe the Toronto Star reported that Defense Minister Anita Anand is moving to Treasury Board, and then Bill Blair, the former Toronto Police Chief and current Emergency Preparedness Minister, will be moving into Defense. So a lot of moves, and then there will be the domino effect as a result of that. Different pieces being filled in, trying to hit those regional and gender diversity criteria that the Prime Minister has for filling in his cabinet. So there will be a ton of moves happening today here at Rideau Hall.
Is it typical, Cormac, that we have the first few days leading up to a cabinet shuffle, we have so many ministers who are coming out and saying, I'm not seeking re-election, or kind of like Omar Al-Gabra, stepping down ahead of time from cabinet before the actual shuffle itself takes place?
It's happened before where we've seen some ministers decide to say, I'm not seeking re-election. It's not the first time a prime minister has went to his team saying, look, we got to prepare for the next election. We want to know who's in, who's out. If you're not committed, then we're going to replace you. We need to have a team in place that's heading into the next election that will be looking to win their seats back again. Certainly, we haven't seen under the Trudeau government a significant cabinet shuffle like this, or as many ministers calling it quits in the way that we've seen in this cabinet shuffle. So it's unique in that way. But, you know, towards the end of the Harper era, we saw a lot of cabinet ministers deciding in the spring before that fall election in 2015 that they were going to call it quits as well and take off on their own terms rather than be losing in the election or being shuffled out of cabinet. Now, we still could be a year or two away from another election. So I've been told that this is sort of preemptively getting ready for that election, making sure they have what a government source tells me is the right people in the right jobs to try and get results. One of the main goals of this shuffle, according to this government source, is that they want to try and put people into spots where they're really focused on economic priorities, the bread and butter issues for Canadians like inflation and housing. And I think that's reflective of what we're seeing in the polls right now, because the Conservatives have been on about those issues and attacking the government for months while the government's been distracted with other controversies. And it's clearly having an effect, because the latest Abacus data poll shows the Conservatives are 10 points ahead. So this rebuild that we're going to get today is reflective of where the government to go moving forward, but also where they stand in politics.
All right. Cormac Mac Sweeney, thank you so much for joining us live at Rideau Hall this morning. We really do appreciate your time, and we will, of course, follow along after this cabinet shuffle is officially announced. Thanks so much for that.